Today we're going to talk about guitars, and one question that I often get on my channel, people send me these messages, and they ask me, what is the best metal guitar for beginners? For the money, what is the best budget metal guitar? Which guitar plays the best, which guitar feels the best, and so on. And I figured I'd just make a short video explaining what I think, and note that what I think is the best metal guitar. Now, this is of course all about taste and preference, and what I think is the best guitar may not be the same guitar that you think is the best guitar. But let's get straight to the point. I've been working as a guitar teacher for about 5 years, and I've seen a lot of guitars. I've seen a lot of beginner guitars, I've seen a lot of good guitars, and a lot of crappy guitars. And one thing I've noticed is that Ibanez seems to make guitars that are worth a lot for the money, and especially the RG series. Now, some people might say that, oh, a Les Paul or a Stratocaster will be better suited for various styles of music that is not metal, but if you're actually going to use that argument that this guitar doesn't sound good enough for this and that kind of music, then you're not talking about a beginner guitar anymore. In my eyes, a beginner guitar should be versatile. It should be a guitar that you can play almost anything on and it will sound more than okay. And it should just be able to do what you want it to do. And a guitar with 21 frets is going to have limits compared to a guitar with 24 frets. Even though the 21 frets may lead to a neck pickup that sounds a bit warmer and so on, but it still only has 21 frets. So the guitar that I often recommend is the Ibanez RG 321. I don't know if this guitar is being produced anymore. I actually don't think it is, but there are going to be similar models like RG 421, I think. And just basically any Ibanez RG that starts with the number 3. If it starts with the number 1 or 2, it's going to be subpar. It's not going to have good enough quality components and not going to hold its tuning for extended periods of time and so on. So this is where I kind of advise people to start. This was actually my first decent quality guitar that I bought, I think maybe 9 years ago. And my very first guitar was a Squier Stratocaster, and it was absolutely not anything compared to this guitar. It had tuning issues, it was really heavy, the frets were not good, the quality of most of the components were limiting my playing. And as soon as I got this guitar, a whole new world just opened up for me. And the reasons why I like this guitar is because, one, it has a fixed bridge. As you've seen in my other videos, I mostly play edge tremolos, but they're seriously nothing for beginners, because tremolo is going to lead you to use a lot of time fiddling and adjusting with a tremolo that you should be using playing the music and practicing. And the other thing is that it has 24 frets. It has a quite nice and thin neck. I don't know the exact dimensions, but it feels really good. It has good upper fret access. You can easily reach the 24th fret, which is a huge advantage. And this one, the RG 321 MH, actually has a mahogany body, which is really lightweight. It weighs basically nothing, and it sounds amazing. It also has an HH setup. There's no single coil in the middle, which you don't really need anyways if you're a beginner. And it's just a kind of a no bullshit guitar. It just doesn't have any bells and whistles that you don't need. And the tuners are okay. They're not amazing, they're not locking. They will lose tuning after a while, just like most other tuners that are not locking tuners. But they do the job, really. And the electronics are okay. But as you may notice, I have customized this guitar a little bit, which is also one of the things that I really like about this guitar, is that it's so cheap that you can basically do anything to it. You can spend quite a bit of money on it and it will still be a cheap guitar, and you don't have to worry about breaking anything because it costs so little. The things that I have changed here, I think I have changed both these knobs. I think they were some different color a while back, but I changed them out with some that just felt a little bit better. I swapped out the bridge pickup with an EMG 81. You can see the EMG logo there. And the neck pickup is an EMG 85 replica. I believe it's a Dragonfire EMG 85. And it sounds basically identical. It sounds really good, and I'm really happy with it. And it didn't cost me a lot of money on eBay either. Other than that, I have put some electrical tape on behind the nut, and that is simply to stop the vibrations from the strings behind here. Because if you're playing some riffs and you're muting the guitar all suddenly, you're going to hear it's like ringing from these, and they will make your playing sound less tight. So especially for recording, you should always put something on here to mute it. It could be a piece of paper on the strings, or just like I've done, a piece of electrical tape. And I've also made some contours to this guitar. As you can see, I just took some sandpaper and sanded down the edges. And it was really easy to do, and the guitar, in my opinion, looks a lot better with it. And I've always been a fan of having some contours around the body. Originally I was planning on stripping the whole finish down to the bare wood, but as I just did the edges, I thought it looked really nice, and I just basically kept it that way. I also put some oil around the edges, just so the wood wouldn't dry out. Yeah, I'm not going to play the guitar right now, but I'm going to show you a couple of clips of songs where I'm using this guitar, and you can hear for yourself what it sounds like. And basically it sounds almost just as good as any other guitar that I've played. The mahogany body sounds nice, the neck is maple, I think, and it contributes nicely to the sound. The fretwork is really nice, it doesn't have any dead frets. I've been playing this guitar for, I think, 9 years, and it's still holding up really nice. Not really had any major issues with it, and it cost me, I bought it new, and it cost me, I think, about $300. And you can get these used dirt cheap. People are basically just throwing them at you, and most people, I think, don't realize how good of a guitar this actually is, especially if you replace the pickups. The stock pickups also sound quite nice. If you have an Axe effects, you can make the stock pickup sound really good. Maybe put on some locking tuners, and you'll get a stable tuning guitar. And yeah, there's not really much more to say. This is, in my opinion, hands down the best metal guitar for beginners. And not only for beginners, but also for the more experienced player who wants something to customize, something kind of a beater guitar that you don't have to worry about. You can see mine has a lot of scratches and dings all around the body, which I just think contributes to a nice look. And the finish, this one is kind of a see-through black finish. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see some wood texture through the finish. It's not shiny, it's just kind of really matte, and yeah, it looks really nice. It's overall a very, very nice guitar. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. Obviously I put this fancy DiMarzio strap on it, which is my favorite kind of strap. And yeah, you can just use it as a platform to make it into a really, really nice guitar. So yeah, that was basically all for today, and here are some clips of me playing this guitar. Enjoy!